Alright, this is part two. Now, after this video, I'm going to go to the store and get my beer and smokes. I'm going to wait it out till next Tuesday for smokes. Because I've been smoking every day for the past, pretty much every day for the past, man, how long now? I don't know. Past 2.5 years, I've been smoking almost every day. It's not good for my lungs, man. That's why I got to cut, maybe take 8 days off without smoking. And after that, I'll get smokes, obviously. But I have a second cup. I don't have to worry about getting cancer. I'm fine. I'm healthy, obviously. Most people who smoke for 5 years, they start feeling the effects of smoking. They can't breathe as well, all that stuff. And me, I smoke every day. I'm fine. My lungs are fine, man. I run, fine. I don't feel the effects of the smoke at all. Because I have a second cup, obviously. I'm God. Yeah. Don't hate me, guys, I'm saying. I'm God, you're not. Don't hate me, I'm saying. And what? You can't live forever. You don't have the God gene. You can't. You guys all get diseases. Don't hate me. I can't get a disease because I have a second cup. Whereas Victoria Justice does not have a second cup. She's prone to diseases. Obviously, that's why I put a rule: don't touch her. You can't. Nobody can touch her but me. If someone else touches her from this place, this filthy place, obviously she will get infected, and she will see hell. Whereas if I touch her, she would not get infected because I'm from the sky. I'm from the sky. I will not infect her. But she's meant for me, and she will see the light. And as long as she sees the light, VJ will be very happy. If she sees hell, she will not be fully happy. She can still be happy, but she's not. She's miserable because every night she cries heavy tears. She's not happy. Obviously, she's miserable. Obviously, you know what I'm saying? She's a crazy woman. Obviously, yeah. So Zayas, I'll make it for $1,200,000,000. I'll give Peter Jackson or Mel Gibson a $1,200,000,000 budget. That way you give Peter unlimited resources, and Mel Gibson unlimited resources for their movie. Obviously, might as well put Peter, treat Zanus like your babies. This is your movie. I'm giving you full power for the entire movie. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You're the boss of this movie, just like you were the boss of Lord of the Rings. Obviously, because for Lord of the Rings, Peter Jackson was the boss. The only people he answered to were the studio heads. The studio execs like Bob Shea and Michael Lynn, he answered to those guys. But he was the boss. It was his movie. He got all the money. It was his movie, man. And Peter will tell me, Ivan, because Peter's used to being the boss for all his movies. Yeah, Ivan. He'll be like, Ivan, if you want me to direct your Zane's movie, I want to co-write it with you. Yeah, I'll have you on board as a co-writer. And you better give me full power, Ivan. Yeah, I'm giving you full power. You're my executive producer. You'll help me sign the contracts, make the calls for the main things. You're going to oversee the stuff in Switzerland. You're the boss. When you're in Switzerland, the third year and second year, you're the boss. Everyone listens to you. You won't be doing that much work. Just oversee stuff. And the 7 team they'll be doing the work, helping you. And Fran and Barry Osler and Guillermo Toro will be helping you out. And you can have some crewmen, some supervisors help you guys out too with the business. That way you're not stressed out, obviously. So you have 10 people handling all the producing. That's more than enough people, obviously. That way Peter's not stressed out. Also, Peter, please, man, don't be lazy, man. Like when you go, the second year who barely be doing any work, he just has to oversee stuff. Every day he wakes up, you can't. Peter, I want you constantly keeping tabs with the mass designers. I want you constantly keeping tabs with the mass designers, the costume designers. Obviously, the mass designers, the costume designers. Obviously, the mass designers, the costume designers. The people overseeing the actors, he doesn't have to oversee that. Because the people overseeing the actors, I'm only going to have them in Switzerland for a good couple weeks around there. Good month maybe, and then I'll send them back home. And towards end of second year, you can have them. Then third year, they're going to be in Switzerland, and all they have to do is just The actors have to get their mind, their training, train them a little bit, obviously, and you have to meet at a venue and give them all their clothing, obviously. Well, no, you can give them all their clothing when production starts, but right before production starts, you can give the actors their clothing. Once they've made all the calls, you can now give all the actors all their clothing, their armor, their weapons, the civilians, their clothing, all that. So it's a lot of work, obviously. Yeah, but when second year when Peter oversees this stuff, all he's gonna do is just constantly keep tabs, and he has to watch. He has to keep tabs on the money too, obviously. Keep tabs on my account with the money, how much money is getting burned, and I want you overseeing the construction crewmen that are going to start building the set second year, mass designers, costume designers, weather workshop. You know what I'm saying? You have to oversee that second year. You have Peter oversee that, obviously. And you give Peter there's nothing worse than giving him. If I gave Peter 100 million budget, he'd be pissed off. You know, Ivan, we can't pull it off with $100 million. It's not enough money. Yeah, $100 million is shit. It's shit. Give him a big 12, what, a 1,200 billion budget. Some say, 1,200 billion is $1,200,000,000. Give him a 1,200 billion budget. That's why he'll be happy. Ivan, you're giving me $1,200,000,000. I'm like, yeah, he's like, holy shit. You're putting $600 million towards visual effects, Ivan? And that doesn't even include the set building? Yeah, holy shit, Ivan, looking at Amazing World. Looking at Amazing... Yeah, I want the visual effects going towards the world building and the animal characters, all the animal characters in the movie, obviously, and the action sequences. He's like, holy shit, Ivan, you're looking at an amazing movie. I can't wait for this movie, you know what I'm saying? He's all happy, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Peter's all happy. So I'll give Peter a so I'll give Peter a what? I'll give Peter I'll pay Peter $85 million for the 4 years of Zanus, and I'll split his money during the 4 years. You get your 10 million bonus for the 3 years. That's a lot of money. You get that's like 7 million in your bank after taxes with your New Zealand rates, right? That's a good deal. Yeah, you get $7 million in your bank. That's a lot of money. You made that for Lord of the Rings for the whole movie, and I'm giving you that for pre-production for 3 years. I can split your bonus for the 3 years, or I can just pay your full 10 bonus. I even just pay me the 10 bonus. Okay, fine. I'll pay you the 10 bonus, and you get your perks, and that's for 3 years of pre-production. So you got millions in your bank. I expect you to work hard for the 3 years of Zayn. So work hard, obviously. He doesn't make that in Hollywood, and I'll pay him $65 million for the 10, 11 months of shooting. A lot of money for Peter. $65 million for the 10 months of shooting. The 10 months of shooting. And I'll give him a 10 million post-filming bonus. So he makes $85 million, which is like 104 million New Zealand money. So you sign a $100+ million contract for the 4 years of Zanus. You're gonna walk away like, I don't know, 58 million in your bank after taxes with your agent. 57 million in your bank after taxes. That's a lot of money. $57 million is a lot of money in your bank, Peter. After taxes for 4 years of work. Yeah, that's a good deal. I don't even make this in Hollywood. I make like 20 million base in Hollywood. Yeah, I gave you a good deal. And I'll give you $450 million of the Sky Source film profits, royalties. $450 million in royalties for the Sky Source, for the profits of the movie, or the box office profits. You get $450 million of the box office profits sold on Amazon 4K Blu-ray. That's my deal. You don't get any more than that. I'm not going to give you $800 per year. You're greedy. I know you want $800 million contract. I'm not going to give you that, man. You're taking all the 1% for yourself, and you're not worth that. So I'm saying you're getting greedy. So I'm saying, if you don't like it, I'll hire Mel Gibson over you. He'll gladly do a movie for much cheaper. Yeah, it's a deal, Ivan. Even though I'm a bit pissed off on money, I don't make this now. I'm gonna make $300 million. Yeah, you're gonna make $300 million in your bank after taxes. I gave you a good deal. I gave you a good deal. I gave you a good deal, Samsara. I gave you a good deal, Peter. And then Mel, I'll pay him 165 and $170 million in royalties for the box office profits. Skysource box office profits, obviously. And then pay him $56 million. I'll divide his contract to like Peter's. $10 million for pre-production, $40 million for the 11 months of shooting, and a $6 million bonus. It's a good deal for Mel Gibson. He's not making as much as Peter, but he's still making a lot of money. $40 million is a lot of money for 10 months of shooting. He's going to make a lot of money. Mel Gibson's going to walk away on like $27 million after taxes in his bank. Around there. That's a lot of money for Mel Gibson for the 4 years of work. That's a lot of money for Mel Gibson. He's going to make probably a good $120 million after taxes, Mel Gibson, and the rates and his agent. $100 million of interest. A good deal for Mel Gibson. $120, $130 million after taxes, maybe around there. He'll make a lot of money, obviously. And that's my deal for Peter and Mel. If Peter's greedy and Mel's greedy, I'm not going any harder than that for them. That's good enough. You don't make this in Hollywood, guys. You're getting greedy. I know you smell blood in the water. You're getting greedy. I'm not going to pay you. I'm not going to pay you what? I'm not going to pay you. I'm not going to overpay you and have you rip me off like that. Especially Peter. Peter's taking like more than half of the pie. $450 million is more than half of the 1%. I'm like, Peter, I'm not giving you any more than this. You're greedy, man. You're taking about half, a bit more than half of it. That's enough. I'm not going to give all the money to you, man. You have to think about the stars. You have to think about my 17. You have to think about, Ivan, raise your amount then. Peter, I'm not giving away 2% of my money, man. I don't want to walk away with 69%. No, man, I want my 70%. I'm not giving away 2%. I'm being far too generous, and you guys will rip me off. $450 million is enough money for the profits. $450 million is enough money for the profits. If you don't like it, I will what? I will hire Mel Gibson over you, Peter. It's a deal, Ivan. Yeah, I gave you a good deal. I'm giving you an unlimited resources for your budget. Samsara. I tell him how much money I'm putting towards all the main stuff, the sections. He's like, holy shit. This is like unlimited resources. Peter, is $40 million enough for costumes, armor, weapons, and machines for the mask? Alright, that's more than enough. For Lord of the Rings, you only had like a $3 million budget towards. We only had like a $3, $4, $5 million budget towards costumes, armor, weapons, for Lord of the Rings. $4 million budget. And we were able to make like 2,000 armor and weapons for all the extras and the costumes for the extras, Ivan. $40 million is unlimited, Ivan. I'm like, yeah. Yeah, Ivan, the whole thing will pretty much be drained, but because it's so big, it's enough money, obviously. Yeah, this is more than Ivan. We can create tens of thousands of armor and weapons with this kind of money, Ivan. We can fund it all. We can create tens of thousands of costumes, like 30,000 costumes, Ivan. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because you're looking at 15,000 extras for the Xanians. Civilians, right? 15,000 civilians living in Xanis. Barack has, I don't know, I'll have like five. To save money, I'll have 5,000 to 10,000 civilians living there. And then the ancient Gilead City, you have the Bat Army. You don't have any civilians in the ancient Gilead City. The ancient Gilead City, you just have Ephesus and his followers. You have civilians living there, but they're his followers. They all fight, obviously, the people. But in the movie, I might have them be maybe 800, 1,000 bats in the caverns. In the book, there's only about like 500, 600 bats in the caverns. Whereas in the movie, I might have them be 1,000 bats in the caverns that live there, in the city. Right? And you have 5,000 civilians living in Saphius. obviously. So the people who are going to create the clothing have to create. You have to 15,000 Zanians, 5,000 Safians. That's 20,000. Then you have a good like maybe 1,000 Syrians living in Cyrus. They have to create a good 21,000, and then you have the civilians living in Barak. I'll have a good 5,000 maybe. To save money, have 5,000 civilians living in Barak's enough. Have a good 5,000 civilians living in Barak. So they have to make 26,000 clothing, which they can't pull off. The costume designers can probably pull off maybe making 7, 8, 9,000 costumes, and the rest you have to call a company. You got to rent it or buy it for the rest of the extras. Make sure you get pretty good clothing, and they're gonna have to wear that clothing for the movie, obviously. Even the extras are background people. You don't have to worry about what they wear. Just make sure, as long as it looks like as long as it's a fantasy style clothing, it's fine, obviously. There, obviously. Yeah. You're gonna see how happy Peter is, you know what I'm saying? Because I gave him. Let's say if I choose Peter Jackson, I'll hire his wife Fran and Barry Osborne and Guillermo del Toro. They're gonna be my assistant producers, and Peter will be my executive producer. He'll help me and Vijay with the main things, and then and then what? And then Guillermo del Toro will help Peter with his notes, and he'll help my 17 make the calls. Help us with the concert arts. Help me and Peter with the concert arts, obviously. And Fran, you can have her help you with the concert arts sometimes. Have her consult for the script if you want some, like twice a week if you want. She's very talented, obviously. But I'm going to have her mainly handle the business stuff with my 17. And Barry Osborne will handle the business stuff with my 17. Because he's an assistant producer, obviously. Sign those guys to a nice deal. You guys don't know how much money I'm going to pay them, obviously. You fly them to your office, you sign them, take them out to nice dinner. And my team will make the calls, and they're gonna book their hotels for like 1 year. You can book a nice suite, nice $1,000 night suite, in a nice Vancouver luxury hotel, where Peter and Fran and all them. And they'll stay in the suites for a year. Cost me a couple $1,000,000, but I can easily afford it. Maybe 3.5, $4 million to rent all that. For the concert arts, George Lucas and and Peter, it'll cost you maybe $3 million, $3.5 million in costs to have all of them stay in a hotel around there. A couple $1,000,000 will cost me, but because I have a 7 to 8 in our budget, it's easily affordable. Sarah, easy affordable, obviously. And Peter Jackson and them will get their limo services every day for their breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You guys only get limo services for your feeding. That's it, man. If you want to go to the theaters, you got to take a cab or something like that. It's not covered through. I could have it covered 24/7 if I want, but that's more expensive. You could do 24/7 limo service for Peter if you want. They get limo services for a full day if you want. You can do it. It'll cost me more money though. I can easily afford it though. See what happens. So whenever Peter wants to go to the bar, but chances are Peter will be going. Peter will just hang out at the bar in a hotel because the hotel will have a bar. He'll go to the bar downstairs with Graham Walter and all of them and have a beer at the bar there. But sometimes he might want to check out another bar downtown. And sometimes he'll want to see a movie on theaters. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you might want to do that, obviously. You know what I'm saying? You might want to go to an event. There's a big event in Vancouver in the weekend. Peter might want to go to an event, obviously, with Graham Walter and all them. You know what I'm saying? And he gets perks. Partying up my $300 million condo, my $65 million yacht, my $60 million yacht. obviously, and he gets to work in my nice Gran Turismo like property, beautiful studio lot. Yeah, look at something beautiful. Yeah. Some Sarah. Some Sarah. So Peter will help make the calls. We're gonna okay. Peter, the first okay, VJ, I'm gonna put you to work. While I work, I'm gonna have you call Amazon's office, get in contact with the CEOs of Amazon, and we need to sign that deal. That's the first thing we gotta do. We need a distributor for the movie, obviously. Call Amazon and have them. I'll fly Amazon to my office. And we discuss the deal. And my deal is 72-28% for the Amazon deal. Me and VJ get 72%. You get 28%. And I'll take 1% of my money. I'll divide it with the actors, my 17 and all them. But that's it. I'm not going any higher than 1%. As they're not worth my fucking royalties. I'm sorry. Peter is worth my royalties, but Peter's not worth any more than $450 million. He's not. He's worth my royalties because he's really big. He's a billionaire, but he's not worth taking like $800 million. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't want to rip you off, obviously, because he's really big. But the actors are not worth my royalties. The Zane stars know they're not worth my royalties, but I'm nice to give them a piece of royalties to keep them happy. And they're big actors. They're the best of the best. Pay them a lot of money. They would work hard for you. You get a better movie. I know what I'm doing. 72%. Jeff doesn't like my offer. I'm like, Jeff, if you don't like his offer, I'll just release it on my website. Digital streaming. If I go digital streaming on my website, I'll sell Zingers for $29.99 for $90 for the 3 movies. $29.99 for each volume. That way it's affordable for you guys. But you're not going to get as good of an experience. You're going to get 1080p. You don't have to worry about distribution. You know what I'm saying? You can watch it anywhere in the world, but like digital streaming is not as good quality as 4K Blu-ray. Hence why I'm a fan of 4K Blu-ray, not digital streaming. I agree with Rob Mayer Burnett. Physical media is where it's at, not digital streaming. Digital streaming is not as good quality, man. It's not. It's just not. I prefer to have a nice 4K Blu-ray box set than fucking watch it online on digital streaming. No. My deal is 72%, 28% for the deal. And they'll agree, that's a good deal. We're like, yeah, realistically speaking, the deal should be 80-20, and I'm giving you 20%. I'm giving you a good deal. Give me a good deal, obviously. So, VJ will call Amazon. Hey, this is Sky's Entertainment. You know what I'm saying? We're filming a movie. We need a distributor for our movie. We want to release our movies on 4K Blu-ray. I sell it on your website. Link to our website. Sell it on our website. Okay. You guys interested? Yeah, we're interested. You fly in the Amazon CEOs and you discuss the deal and you sign that massive contract. And once I sign that massive contract, I'll pair it up with the Amazon CEOs. Jeff Bezos can come if he wants. Have a party at your 300 Con with the Amazon CEOs. You give a toast if you're a success. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna make a lot of money. If I make $21 billion off Zanus, I'm just being humble here. I'm probably gonna make more. Amazon will probably make a good like $8 billion off the movie. That's a lot of money. More than what the Hollywood movies make as a whole for all the movies in 1 year. Hollywood companies make as a whole for all the movies in 1 year. It's a lot of money. I'm boosting Amazon stock. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving them a good deal, obviously. So VJ will handle Amazon. I'll have both me and her call Amazon together. You know what I'm saying? And then me and Peter, okay, Peter, we need to rent this. No, the hotel, I'll make the call for that after all the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit crewmen signed up. I'll make the call for the hotel like later on during the year. The first call we'll make is the IMAX cameras. Okay, Peter, let's call the best companies in America and let's rent the IMAX cameras. Okay, Ivan, how much cameras do you want to rent? I want to rent 11. If you want to rent more, we can rent more. We can rent like 18 if you want, but I don't want to waste money, man. 11 cameras is enough. Yeah, that's enough, Ivan. Yeah, 11 cameras is enough for the movie. I can rent 12. Rent a bit more. I can rent 12. Rent 12 cameras. for the movie. That's more than enough cameras. You film with like, I don't know, 7 cameras at a time. That's enough camera angles for a movie. More than enough camera angles. You don't want to waste money and have like 20 cameras, and you're wasting money, man. You're wasting money. I don't want to waste money, Sarah. So Peter will handle all the main stuff with me and my wife. So we'll make the calls for the IMAX cameras. Obviously, the IMAX cameras. I'll rent 12 cameras. And we're going to rent all the best equipment for the best stuff in Hollywood we're going to rent, man. Peter said, yeah, Ivan, with this budget, we can rent the best stuff. And they like, for Lord of the Rings, we couldn't rent the best stuff. Because our budget was limited. We can rent the best stuff, Ivan. I rent the best drones. I rent a good 6 drones for the high shots. The high shot footages. 5, 6 drones I'll rent. The best drones in Hollywood. I showed you that picture, like the best drones I can rent. To fly the cameras. To have the cameras hover. And you get the nice high shot for your movie. Remember in Two Towers when Aragorn and them were chasing the orcs who captured Pippin and all them? You got that beautiful high shot. Yeah, if you want to have nice high shots like that, you need to rent nice good drones. I rent like 6 of the best drones in Hollywood for the movie. Obviously. So whenever you have high shots, you have multiple angles. For the war, you have multiple angles of high shots. For the war, I'm going to film with all 12 cameras at the same time. And I'll film with all 6 drones. That way you get multiple angles in the war. Like an amazing war, yeah. Tell me that the way he knows. And I'll rent the best equipment for the cameras. The camera moving stands, the gliding equipment, all that stuff. The best stuff. The best lighting equipment, the best sound equipment. Rent all that. Update the cameras. Okay, Peter, can we... Oh, yeah, you can update the cameras. Yeah, I want all the cameras updated. With lenses and focus for the focus. So you get better cinematography and speakers for sound. That way you get unheard of experience at home, obviously. It'll help me with the costumes, armor, and weapons and machines for designing the masks and costumes. The machinery or equipment for creating the masks and the costumes. Creating the masks and the costumes. The fabric and the clothing to create the costumes. And the tools for creating the armor and weapons for the workshop. We have to what? We have to... The machines for the mask I'll rent, whereas the stuff for the clothing, the sewing machine for the clothing I'll rent that. The fabric I have to buy, obviously, to create the clothing. The tools for the armor and weapons I have to buy that, obviously. So some stuff I'll buy, some stuff I'll rent. And me and Peter and VJ have to make all those calls. A lot of work, but it's slack work compared to how much work the 17 is doing. The 17 is doing like dirty work compared to the... Me and VJ and Peter will be chilling, man. Won't be doing that much work. We'll be doing a lot of work, but like it won't be as much work compared to the other guys, obviously. Because you're the boss, you don't do as much work, but you still have to work hard and do a lot of work, obviously. So I don't want to stress myself and have me do all that dirty work. No, man. I hired you. I'm paying your salary. You're doing the dirty work. But I also have to do some dirty work because I have to co-write the script. I have to make the calls to the main things. It's still a lot of work, man. It's a lot of work, Samsara. And the interesting one, Peter will help me make the calls for the visual effects technology for my movie. So we have to rent all the stuff for all the departments that are going to be working for my movie for the visual effects team. The sound department, the sound department, obviously, the editing software, and the visual effects software. We have to rent all that stuff. That stuff will probably cost... If I want to rent the best stuff, it will probably cost me $35 million just to rent all that and ship it all to Vancouver. And that's paid through the $600 million budget, obviously. And then the rest of it, you pour it towards the visual effects for the movie. So you're probably looking at, realistically, 5, maybe 60 million going towards visual effects. And the rest is used to rent all the stuff, all the equipment, obviously, for the visual effects team to work with, obviously. But don't forget, I also have leftover money I'm pouring in towards visual effects. Maybe an extra $60 million. Looking at like $600 million plus towards visual effects. I mean, crazy, man. Yeah. Because Ivan, you're putting $600 million towards visual effects Ivan. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, holy shit, you're looking at an amazing world, better than James Cameron's Pandora. You're looking at action sequences that will blow my Lord of the Rings movies out of the water, Ivan, and my Hobbit movies out of the water. You're looking at real horror. Like, every time them are real demons, man. This is a revolutionization of horror, Ivan. Yeah. I'm gonna cry for you and your actors, Ivan. You're looking at real demons, Ivan. Real horror, yeah. It'll make my Orc High remakes look good, yeah, man. He's all happy because I gave him other than the budget, obviously. Then Peter will help me to call for the food. The food is cheap. The food will cost me maybe $1 million. It's cheap, the food. $1 million to feed. To feed the crew in for 2 years will cost me about $1 million. For the young people, it's a lot of people. So to feed them for every day for 2 years will cost me maybe $800,000, $1 million in cost for the food. We call the best. We call the best farms in Switzerland. The food you have to buy in Switzerland. That way, you can't buy food in America and ship it to them. You can't ship food on a plane. It can go bad. We have to get food in Switzerland. So we find the best farms in Switzerland. It's in the system, obviously, and we buy all the food. The head chefs. Okay, Peter. Once we sign the head chefs, obviously, I'll have them give us everything we need to buy, and then we call the best farms and we buy everything in Switzerland. Everything. The milkshake, the coffee, the tea, the French vanilla, the soft drinks for drinking, obviously. We have to rent the vending machines for the milkshake and the coffee and the soft drinks, obviously, and we have to buy all the food. The rice, the flour, the dough, the milk, the potatoes, you know what I'm saying? All the veggies and fruits. Obviously, it's a lot of work. The eggs, the beef, the pork, the chicken, the cheese. A lot of work, man. Yeah, a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? The cereal, we gotta buy all that, and we gotta rent kitchen equipment. Peter, Ivan, let's have them cook food in a trailer. I'm like, no, Peter, don't be cheap. I have a big $70-80 million windows where we can easily rent kitchen equipment. It only cost me a good maybe I don't know an extra $50,000 to rent all that, $100,000. It's rented, easy affordable. Here, Ivan, let's rent it. We rent it obviously, and then Peter will help me co-write the script every morning from 9 to 12 and take his notes after the concept arts, and will help me with the concept arts. We discuss the world building, the characters, the animal characters, and the customs too. Swords, clothing, all that stuff. Check my calendar.